In April 1775, the Revolutionary War erupted between Britain and her American colonies. American colonial leaders needed a shipborne infantry to take the war to the British. By a resolution of the Second Continental Congress, they created the Continental Marines. The primary role of these 18th century Marines was to fight deck to deck and close-up naval engagements.
When people think of naval engagements, ship-to-ship fighting in the old days of sail, I think of the 17th and 18th century, usually what comes to mind is shooting with cannons from one deck to another. But also they use small arms, and here's where Marines came into their own. They would be firing from deck to deck, or more likely, from the fighting tops or the masts down on the deck of the enemy.
To rain death onto the decks of enemy ships, early Marines used smoothbore flintlock muskets. Muskets were a short-range weapon, notoriously inaccurate, even on land. Firing single musket balls from a moving ship decreased accuracy almost to zero. To increase the chance of a hit, Marines would swap their single musket balls for cartridges filled with buckshot. A single musket ball could only hit one target and was likely to miss. Buckshot turned the Marine's musket into a giant shotgun, greatly increasing the possibility of a hit.
And inside a buckshot cartridge, you have from 12 to 15 .31 caliber buckshot. So it's like firing a large shotgun, riot gun, or trench gun. Gives you a much higher probability of hit and would scatter balls over a larger cone.
When both single shot and buckshot are fired at the same target, the buckshot's greater kill capacity is obvious.
The first shot that I'm going to demonstrate is the single shot. Now let's see what happens when we shoot 12 buckshot at the target. Fire in the hole. Here was the first shot, single shot, and here's the spray from the buckshot round. Aiming here in the center between two, you now have a spread over on here to the left and to the right. And so further back, you might have hit as many as 3 soldiers with the one cartridge from one musket.
In the age of sail, Marines packing buckshot were formidable opponents. Any ship that engaged the U.S. Navy could be sure it'd be battered by a hurricane of .31 caliber lead.